So Armagh 210, Tyrone 215 at the Athletic Grounds. Tyrone have ran out 5-point winners at the Athletic Grounds today in this Allianz National Football League Division 2 North clash. And yeah, in the end, Tyrone just about won that one. That scoreline maybe flatters Tyrone just a little bit, because I think Armagh, there was one stage in that game in particular, when Stephen Campbell had that penalty. If he had scored that, Armagh would have went 4 points in front, and it would have been a statement win for Armagh. If they had pulled that off, if they had got that win, it would have pretty much condemned Tyrone to a relegation playoff and actually sealed Armagh's position in a league semi-final. I mean, that would have been huge for Armagh, but in the end, Tyrone just about had enough in this game. I thought their response actually to Armagh's goal, of course, in the second half from Conor Turbo, I believe it was the goal. Yeah, Conor Turbo, just had to double check there for a minute. Conor Turbo, their response to that goal was fantastic. Darren McCurry, kicked probably the point of the weekend over near the sideline, just chipped it up to himself, and then with his left boot just slotted it over. It was a top class performance from Darren McCurry today, absolutely no doubt about it. He was fantastic. I thought Peter Hart in the first half was brilliant as well, of course, getting that goal as well for Tyrone. And yeah, in the end for Armagh, it was just, there was an opportunity there, in my opinion, in particular in that second half, before, even after Rory Grugan received that black card, there was definitely an opportunity there for Armagh to potentially come back and claw this game and win this game. But in the end, Tyrone, maybe a bit more experience in their team, from the Mickey Hart era and all the rest, playing Division 1, playing at the highest levels of Gaelic football. That's probably what just saw them through in this game. But yeah, as always, I'm here with the match reaction, so let's get straight into it. What's the story, lads? Welcome back to GA Fan TV. I hope you're all keeping wonderfully well. This is the match reaction after Tyrone have run out 5-point winners over Armagh, of course, in this National Football League clash. And certainly Division 1 North is looking very interesting at the moment. You've got a situation there where Monaghan are on 1 point, Donegal on 3, Tyrone and Armagh on 2. Both, going into the final day, of course, of the National Football League in Division 1 North. It's going to be very interesting indeed. And you'll see the teams displayed on the right, as always. I suppose we'll start by discussing the Tyrone team, because obviously, they came out of the traps very, very fast, obviously, in this game. Of course, getting that early point from Darren McCurry, Paul Donaghy chipping away with a point as well. Rory Grugan obviously responded, but then, of course, you had that goal from Peter Hart. Really, really well taken. Tremendous finish, of course, from Peter Hart. And you'd have to say it was, Tyrone were certainly, there was 1 point in that early stages of the second half where you thought, Armagh look a little bit disjointed here defensively. There's a chance here for Tyrone maybe to pull through Armagh. And I think Joe Brawley alluded to it a bit at half time. Like there was a real chance there for Tyrone to really finish Armagh, a bit like Donegal did, of course, in that Ulster Championship game, of course, last season. But I think you have to give credit to Armagh, because they came back into it. Rian O'Neill showing why there is so much hype around them. Like that pass for that goal into Conor Turbo, like superb stuff. He kicked 1 point as well on the left hand side in the second half. Really, really impressive stuff. And like for Tyrone in general, Stephen Campbell, of course, with a point. Rory Grugan hit 5 points. I thought he was fantastic as well. Really impressive stuff against Monaghan last weekend, and obviously today as well. He was really, really good. And, obviously getting that black card, of course, which you can't really have too many arguments over, in my opinion. Yeah, 5 points from him, impressive stuff. And Jarlath O'Byrne, obviously he's come into the team in the past couple of seasons, and he's really, really impressed, and taking things to another level now, of course, with that goal. And very important goal as well for Armagh. It came at a time as well where you felt like Tyrone maybe with their experience will open up a 4 to 5 point lead and just probably see the game out. Of course, there was a lot of talk during the week about Tyrone not playing this defensive system anymore, pushing 6 or 7 bodies higher up the field. I actually disagree, to be honest with you. I think I don't think the jury is out on them being a fully attacking team, in my opinion, because I just didn't see it there in that game. And even last week against Donegal, they seem a little bit caught in two minds. Like, they're not playing the blanket defence, but they're not exactly throwing bodies forward either. They do press, at times in different moments. And even, when Armagh would have the ball, they would press maybe on the kick out, but they wouldn't really attack with pace and get overlapping runs and get 6 or 7 6 forwards all on the attack, a bit like what we seen with Monaghan earlier. It just wasn't quite like that. The only probably situation we did see that was where Canavan obviously with a brilliant ball into Mark Bradley and a wonderful finish taken off the ground. But yeah, the big turning point, like I said, was the penalty here. Like a massive chance, of course, for Stephen Campbell if he scores that. Armagh go 4 points in front, and it's going to be a tough one then for Tyrone, to really claw that back, and I think that penalty miss just gave Tyrone an extra edge. I think they just seemed to turn it up a notch, in my opinion. Mark Bradley, who came off the bench, as a matter of fact, scored 1-1, and kicked a brilliant point, and Darren McCurry started kicking a few more points, like he hit 7 in total in this game. Paul Donaghy started coming more into the game, because at the start of the second half it was a bit strange by Tyrone. I don't think they kicked a point maybe for about 10 to 15 minutes. They seemed to start very, very slow, and as soon as they got back into the game, it was as soon as the goal went in, they just seemed to wake up, and the penalty miss and all the rest, they just seemed to really really reinvigorate them, I think. So yeah, in the end, a win for Tyrone, 215 to 210. Potential injury there towards the end for Rian O'Neill, which we'll see, of course, what happened there. He obviously went off and then came back on. With Jamar Hall, who went off as well. So some potential injuries in there for Armagh. Like we'll have to see, how they respond, obviously, with those injuries. Ross McQuillan obviously came into the side. He came off the bench for Jamar Hall, of course, in the first half, and we probably didn't see the best out of him. Still would expect to see more of Ross McQuillan. Obviously, fantastic talent in the AFL over the past couple of seasons, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. But it blows things up, wide open now going into the final 2 games. You have Tyrone, who play Monaghan. You have Armagh, who play Donegal. A win for either side really would see them into the into the promotion play, or into, why do I keep saying promotion places, league semi-final. So it's very interesting. It goes down to the wire, and I think for Armagh, they've proven that they can be competitive at this level. It is just a National League game, but they've proven they can be competitive in the National League. So fair play to them. And do leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned for more videos coming tomorrow. There'll also be a match reaction of Cork and Laois, which will hopefully be out later tonight, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And lads, I'll speak to you later.